of course, we are all relieved by this great news, but we have now a lot of work to do still, because we have to continue to work to assure the release of all the journalists in Egypt who are detained on spurious charges, including the Al Jazeera journalists, but there are even more Egyptian journalists who are still detained on spurious charges. So it seems that the international pressure worked, and we have to continue to do so. But I just want to highlight once again that actually the new Egyptian constitution adopted under President Morsi actually guarantees freedom of expression, freedom of opinion, media independence. So once again, we urge the Egyptian authorities to just implement their own constitution.
Deported to Australia, and the fiancé of Mohamed Fahmy says, deport Mohamed back to Canada. What is happening in his case?
We are actually really looking at the news, because we hope that after Peter Greste released yesterday, there would be the release of the 2 other Al Jazeera journalists in the coming days, in the coming hours. So we know that the Canadian government has been very active, of course, on this case, and we are really hopeful that there could be a good end to at least this Al Jazeera case. But we don't have to forget the dozens of Egyptian journalists who are also detained on spurious charges and who don't have the same support from the international community.
In the case of these 3 men, now 2 still in prison, why were the Al Jazeera reporters targeted?
So it's really important, in fact, to understand this historic perspective. So first you have to remember that all government in place after the fall of Mubarak have tried to control the media and try to control the information as much as possible. In a sense, we have seen a morsification of the media, and now we are seeing a sissification of the media. But it's also important to have in mind that the media freedom really declined since the army seized power and since Sisi is in power. Dozens of journalists have been arrested these last 2 years. 6 journalists have been killed even during a pro-Morsi demonstration. And now, right now, what we're seeing is that all media considered to be linked to the Muslim Brotherhood are persecuted. And Al Jazeera is one of the main targets of this witch hunt.